Recording. Hi everyone, good morning. Can everyone hear me and see me okay?
Morning, yeah, all good here.
Morning. Mine's a little bit quiet, but I think it might be on my end. Teams is something I'm a little bit new to, so just getting used to it.
Oh, I know. It seems crazy to think about in the last 2 years how we've changed doing courses and how we use Teams like every day now. But yeah, please let me know if you can't hear me at any point, and we can sort it out. Okay, just to let you know, this training session will be recorded just for our own training purposes, just so we can review it, make sure that we're including all the right information and that everyone's getting the best out of this course that they can. It is just me that really will be reviewed, so don't worry about what you say, but please do try not to swear. That's all I'd ask. Is that all right?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Perfect. Okay, so I don't think we're waiting on anyone else. So if we're all good, I'm going to share my screen and get the presentation up and we can start going. Yeah? Perfect. All right. So, presentation. Right, just make sure you can all see that.
Yep.
Yep. Lovely. Perfect. Okay, so I'll go slow because I know there can be a bit of a lag between the presentation and you guys seeing it. But again, please don't be afraid to shout anything out. Okay, so I'll just go through the housekeeping. So just please making sure that your phones are on silent or off, whatever you'd prefer. Make sure all alarms are off. If possible, maybe to put yourself on away on your email so we don't have things pinging through, because I know I always have emails pinging through. Please don't have any like background music going on, like the radio. I know I love to listen to it when I'm working, but just for this session, just have the silence just so there's no interference. Check your internet connection, make sure that that's all set to go, make sure you've got your laptop charger nearby, or if it's already connected, just in case. Ask questions, loads of questions if you do have any. No question is silly. Please don't be afraid to ask questions, because you never know, someone else might be thinking the same question. If you do have a question, please use the raise your hand function or just unmute yourself. So in a minute before we start going, I'll ask you to mute yourself just so we don't have any background noise, and then yeah, just unmute yourself or raise your hand if you do have something to say. Please be respectful of all participants, including myself. I'm here to give you this course and make sure that you learn and have a good time. So yeah, please just no talking over each other. I know it's hard on Teams to know if you are, but try and avoid it if you can. Make sure you've got a drink, some refreshments. I don't mind if you have a snack. Honestly, it's not like school. You can have a snack or a tea, whatever you like. A pen and paper to take notes if you want to. You can do it on your laptop, but I'm a bit old-fashioned and I've got a piece of paper and a pen. So whatever you prefer. And yeah, please do let me know if you need to take a break, have technical issues, need to use the loo, and we can pause and see what we can do. I'm no tech expert, but I'll do my best. All right. Okay, so if anyone doesn't have any questions, I'd ask you if you just pop yourself on mute and then we can get going. Cool. I'll take the silence as a reassuring let's go. Okay, so we're just going to introduce ourselves. So my name is Eleanor Harvey. I'll be running the course. I work for Nando's Chicken Land, just like yourselves, and I've worked there for over 6 years. So we'll just do a little icebreaker. I'm sure working in Nando's, we're a very big fan of doing icebreakers, and it's just good to break the ice. So my favourite one is 2 truths and a lie. So I'll start and just get us cracking. So I'll say 3 things. 2 of them are the truth and 1 is a lie. And then you have to guess which one you think is the lie. And don't worry, I won't judge you. It's all just a bit of fun. So I have done whitewater rafting. I love chocolate. And I have a tattoo. So which one do you think is the lie? Anyone?
Forgot to come off mute.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I just feel maybe whitewater rafting might be the lie.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Yeah. Well, actually, that I have a tattoo. I have been whitewater rafting. I have family in Norway, so I went out there. Oh gosh, with COVID, I think it was over 2 years ago now, and I went out with them, and it was really fun. And yeah, I don't have any tattoos. A bit scared of needles, and I love chocolate. Right. Emma, Carla, who's next to go?
Oh, I'll go first if that's okay.
Go for it.
So my name is Carla, and I've worked in Nando's for 4 years now. So I used to compete in ballroom and Latin dancing. I have never travelled abroad, and my favourite colour is blue.
I think I know which one it is, but Emma, I'll hand over to you. What do you think it is?
I'm gonna go with the favourite colour being the lie. I don't know why, I just have a feeling that's not quite true.
Interesting. Carla, do you want to reveal which one is a lie?
It's actually that I've never travelled abroad. I actually love the colour blue and going on holidays. So yeah, COVID's been really hard in that respect.
Yeah, no, I feel you there. I mean, it's been hard for everyone, but definitely, yeah, traveling. I hope we can all get back to it soon. Yep, I got that one right, by the way. So Emma, are you ready to do your 2 truths and a lie?
Yep. Okay.
Perfect.
I love traveling too, Carla, by the way. It's very good. Okay, so as Eleanor said, my name is Emma, and I've worked with Nando's for just over 3 years now. I love photography. My favourite film is Inception, and I hate cats.
Oh, you hate cats. Oh, I'm not sure. I think. What do you think, Carla?
I'm gonna go with cats.
Yeah, that's right. I actually have 2 cats. One's called Fudge and one's called Toffee.
Oh, how sweet.
Oh, I wish I could have a cat. Unfortunately, my husband is allergic, but I just thought that had to be the lie. Who could hate cats? So
Oh no, yeah. I've always had cats growing up, so I feel your pain there not having cats. I'm in a flat, so it's just not practical at the moment. But if I move out, that's the first thing I'll be getting. All right. Well, that was really good. Well done, because it's always hard to speak. I know it's only a couple of us today, but it's hard to speak in front of people. So well done for that, and it was great to get to know you. So, let's get started on the presentation. So I just want to set the ground of why you're attending this course, kind of what you want to get from the course. So the first question is, why are you attending the course?
Okay, I'll go first. I just want a better knowledge, as I'm going to be running my first induction next month, actually.
Oh, that's really exciting. Well, good luck for that. And yeah, let us know how you get on. What do you think, Carla? Anything to add?
yeah, similar to Emma. I've run some inductions before, but I just want to improve on my skills really, so I can get better and better.
Oh, amazing. Great. Okay, that's really good to know. So the next bit is, can you list some key points or behaviours that you wish to improve on or don't know a lot about? And again, no judgment here. That's why you're attending the course, to learn more. So anything is fair game here. I'll just give you 30 seconds to write down what you think, and then I'll come back to you. All right. If we're all ready, Emma, what have you put down?
I have put, what have I put? Planning and process.
Planning and process. Very nice. Very nice. And what about you, Carla?
Well, I put planning too, and also communication skills. I want to get better at having open conversations, encouraging, the people participating to talk more, being as inviting as I can.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Well, all you've said, hopefully we should be covering in this presentation and this course. So, but if we haven't, please do feel free to just flag it with me. We can run through some more things, and yeah. But let's go. So what we're the overview of the course today. So it's not what an induction should look like. We'll move on to that next, but this is what we're running through today. So we've done our welcome and our icebreaker. So we're going to identify what makes a successful induction day. We're going to define induction day, so go through more the structure wise, and legal documents that you need to have. And we're going to have a look at some examples of induction days. So we're going to have a look at some YouTube clips. So again, please let me know if you can't hear the audio. I've tested it before, but you never know. And then we're going to have a reflection task and have a little bit of a quiz. So again, there's no prize, unfortunately. Prize is knowledge, as cheesy as that is. But yeah, we'll have a quiz, just a bit of comprehension, just to see what you've learned, make sure that it has sunk in. And then we'll go through some feedback, so you can give me feedback about how you found the course and anything like that. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you're on mute unless you need to have a question, and then we will get going. So, what makes a successful induction day? So these are key things that sometimes get overlooked when planning an induction. So obviously, you need to book an appropriate space to hold the induction. I say obviously, but sometimes people do forget, and they sometimes just do it in their office. And again, that is appropriate, but I think sometimes it's nice to have a space where it's like the place where they feel comfortable. So it's something where you start the induction and you can end it. It can have a screen. You can have a bit more space, make sure that there's enough chairs, because sometimes you might be doing an induction with 5 people, and in your office it can be a bit cramped. It can be, and especially with COVID, some people feel a bit nervous about being close to each other. So that's the first one. Obviously, book an appropriate space. You might have to liaise with the hosts in the in central support in Putney, and make sure you've got loads of notice, because we can get booked up. Then create a presentation to break up the talking. So people are different learners. They like to be visual, they like to get involved with things, do activities, or they do just like to listen. But also be mindful of learning abilities. People do have dyslexia or just find it hard to read too much font. So make sure about font and colours. Make sure that they're appropriate for all. Nice colours rather. It can be nice to have bright colours and make it interesting to look at, but sometimes that can be quite overwhelming and stressful for people if they can't read the writing, if they've got, say, dyslexia or something like that. I would always recommend scheduling time with the tech team to run through the screen. So setting up screen, make sure that you've got enough wires to set your laptop up, make sure again the audio works if you're sharing any videos, and just so everything can run smoothly. I always find that's better rather than preempting it, rather than if something goes wrong, calling tech, because they're happy to help, but they are quite busy. So it's nice to meet beforehand and then you're all set, hopefully. Send the date, time, location to the attendees with plenty of notice. So normally we like to give at least 6 weeks notice for someone to attend a course or an induction. Obviously, I know some people get hired really quickly, and that cannot be the case. It can be 2 weeks, but in the ideal situation, we like to give someone a notice of at least 6 to 4 weeks so they can prepare, they can get ready. It's nice to include kind of what to wear, what the vibe will be. So if it's very casual, if it is formal, and so then they feel prepared to come in, that it's not just thrown off guard. Also, going back to the tech team, I would also advise liaising with the tech team to organise a separate tech session for the new employees. So as much as you guys use tech on a daily basis with your computers, emails, you use Workday, which I'll go on to later, I find it helpful to set up a separate time that they can introduce themselves to the tech team. They can go through their phones if they get a phone, their laptops, and just because the tech team are the best source of knowledge I find there. And again, it's sparking connections. Ensure there'll be refreshments in the space, so consider dietary requirements there. So if you perhaps have a platter where you can have some fruit, maybe some pastries if it's in the morning, some juices, some water, but obviously it's nice when you send out the time, date and location to the attendee or attendees that you maybe put a little form where they can put any dietary requirements there, so that you can cater to everyone and make sure that we're living the Nando's values of everyone is welcome. Okay, And I just want to also put, I forgot to say, if we were in person today, I would be offering you refreshments, making sure that there was some available for you. That's why I asked, make sure you have your drinks and refreshments in your own home, because you know what you like. But hopefully we can get back to courses in person sometime in the future. Fingers crossed. Check the temperature and control of the room. I know this sounds a bit silly, but some people are really sensitive to the temperature in a room, and that can really offset the mood. It can make them feel uncomfortable. So make sure you know where the aircon is, the heating, so you can adjust if needed. Make sure you provide pens, pencils and paper for those who don't already have it, or if maybe you have a flipboard chart in there ready to go, so you can do big examples if you're doing brainstorming or activities such as that. Allow time for questions and breaks. It can be quite an overwhelming time for people starting a new job, so make sure that you do have time where they can just digest, maybe get a water, go to the toilet, and ask questions, because some people don't feel comfortable interrupting the flow of the information. Prepare an information pack. So again, being mindful of different learners. Some people might be really overwhelmed by the induction day and think, oh my gosh, everything's come out of my brain and I don't remember anything. So having this information pack, even just printing off the presentation, then they can go back and reflect. It's just something to be mindful of. And inform their team that this employer will be in for the induction. So they should be aware, but just in case they're not, it's good to make that extra step just to make sure that they're aware. Let them know the time that we're going through the walkthrough of the building, so they're prepared to meet them. It's not like everyone's on lunch and no one's in the building. And yeah, so those are little top tips that sometimes get overlooked of planning and preempting a successful induction day. Okay, and these are just some behaviours to include. So first impressions do matter. I know it's a lot of pressure, but being open and inviting and being understanding of people's nerves. As I said, it's a very nerve-wracking day. Sometimes some people thrive on it and they really love the adrenaline. But being open and inviting just should make sure that they really enjoy the day. That's what it's about, and enjoy and be excited about joining Nando's, because it's such a great company to work for. Well, I know I'm biased, but I think it is. Yeah, and being engaged in the moment. If you've got your phone, turn off your emails for a minute and put out of office. Put yourself in a meeting on Slack. You know, make sure that you are there with the person, making eye contact with the person, and making sure that they feel listened to and heard, just like we've done. Doing an icebreaker is a great way to start an induction. It just softens the mood and it sets the tone for the rest of the day, I think. And take it slow. As I said, all this information can be overwhelming. So I know this is something I've had to improve on. Just getting all the information and going, oh my gosh, I've done it. I've just given them all the information. That can be not the best option sometimes, because it can go over some people's heads. Again, it can be a lot to take in. Okay, so just checking as I'm preaching what I am, practicing what I preach. Please take yourself off mute if you do have any questions just before I go. I don't think, no, perfect, right. Yeah, did you have something? No? Okay, great. Perfect, no worries. Okay, so we're just going to define an induction structurally, so kind of like a timetable of what should happen. I haven't put timing, say like from 7 AM to 8 AM this should happen, because again, I think you should have the whole day marked out for an induction. And yes, you should have a rough idea of timings, but it's good to let the day flow and really listen to the person who's in there. So say you can say they're really overwhelmed and they're feeling really nervous. Maybe putting the walkthrough first just to walking and talking can really diffuse the situation and make them feel a bit more at ease, getting to know other people. Or they may be like, no, I want to know all the information now, so the walkthrough can go at the end. Again, it's just a very informal structure, but this is a structure that I think really works. So welcome them to the company, and go through the day's proceedings. So just like I did, you can have it on the presentation, you can explain it to them exactly what's going to happen in that day. Again, it can take away any the fear of the unknown. Then they know exactly what to expect and what's going to happen. Then you can run through the company's mission statement, values and history. So with Nando's, we've got a really rich culture and heritage that is really interesting. So we do have some resources that you can use. Don't worry, you don't have to make it all up. But it's great to give them that taster, as they will learn through us and working through Nando's about our values and histories. Highlight the fire exits. They'll be shown this in the walkthrough, but perhaps in your pamphlet or in the presentation, give them a floor map of the office, so then they can have a look. We will physically show them, and there should be signposted with the fire exit signs, but having a floor map of exactly where it is can be helpful as well. Explain the ethos of the office, how to behave at work. So some things can be obvious to people, but in Nando's we have quite a casual culture, so you don't have to wear a suit. So moving on to the next one, kind of amalgamating them together, you don't have to wear a suit, but at the same time, if you feel comfortable wearing a suit and that embodies who you are as a person, you should feel comfortable to do that. As I said, Nando's is very much everyone is welcome. So however you like to express yourself, as long as it's not inappropriate for the workplace, we would like to encourage. Obviously, how to behave at work, make sure obviously we're not shouting and swearing in the office. You can have fun at work. That's something that I think people forget. You can have fun at work, but obviously there are limits. So just go through those. Maybe there's I know on the 3rd floor they have on the morals of the floor, of the team, of what they like, the promises for the customers. Maybe print that off if that's relevant for them. I'm not sure if different departments have that, but I know the 3rd floor does. So yeah, go through stuff like that. The working hours, some people may assume it's Monday to Friday, but perhaps they can be flexible and work their hours in 3 days and have that flexible working hours. Again, this is a conversation they need to have with their boss, but it's something that can be made available for them, making sure that they know that we work 9 till 5:30, have the weekends off, bank holidays, what happens there with their pay, and also, can you work from home? Can you work in the office? Kind of go through those aspects. It's nice to explore the rewards and recognitions provided by the company. I think in Nando's we do a really good job of that. We have perk box where you can have vouchers and discount codes. We have a gym at work that's just new opened, so that's really exciting. We have showers. We used to have the cycle to work scheme. I think that's in the process of coming back. But yeah, also discounts and partnerships. If we have any partnerships with Deliveroo, do we get discounts, and explain that with them. Walk through the building, as I've gone through earlier. So make sure that you focus on their department. So you need to spend a bit more time in their department because that's where they'll be spending most of their time. But it's great to go through all the departments just so you know where things are. Because if someone says, oh, can you pop this to payroll, and you're not sure, of course they can ask, of course. But it's nice that they've been there, they've been introduced to everyone who's in that day, and yeah, it's not a foreign space for them. And as I said, shareholders are great to introduce. We interact payroll, the tech team, things like that, who they know that they will interact with on a daily basis. It's great to really pinpoint them. Again, fire exits is a key thing to identify. Where the cafeteria is, where you can eat your dinner and your lunch. Do you pay for that? Is it free? Obviously, we know we go to Putney over the road, and there's a space where you can eat there, but there's also spaces back in the office that you can eat in. Make sure you identify both of those places, and again, it's their choice where they'd like to go. Social area, we have the barn where a lot of social activities happen. They can chill after work. There's a pool table. That's where the gym is, the library, things like that. And I know it sounds silly, but the toilets. You know, some people might feel a bit nervous, have anxiety around it. So make sure you just point out those little things. I would always recommend ending in the meeting room. It's a space they're familiar with, and it kind of feels like a full circle. Just like with our customer journey we have in the restaurants, we have that nice circle of journey. It's nice to have that with the induction too. Go through any questions, concerns. You can have an informal chat with them as much as you need to include certain information. You are a person, you're both people, and you can talk to each other and just have a chat. obviously say goodbye, and I would recommend walking them to the exit. It's nice for them to get familiar with the building, but it's their first time here probably. Depends if they've had their interview in. I know they're doing some interviews online, so it depends if they've had their interview in the office. But just walking to them to the exit and just making them feel really welcomed, I think is a really nice touch. Okay. Now we're having a quick break, so you can grab yourself another drink if you've drunk it already, or if you just want to get another one, a tea, coffee, check you're still comfortable. I know some office chairs can be a bit uncomfortable, and then any questions. So unmute yourself when you're ready.
I'm just going to go and quickly get a tea, so I'll turn my camera off, but I have no further questions, so thank you.
Yep, no problem. No problem. Thanks, Em. Okay. Any questions? Carla, you got questions?
I just want to clarify about the tech induction. Is this 100% necessary?
Well, I would say so. I mean, as I said, it's great to spark and build those connections. I think most departments deal with tech on a daily basis. So to have that time just spending one-on-one with them, I think is quite useful. And as I said, they're the experts. So they will be able to answer most of the questions they have around tech. I mean, even if you just don't arrange a separate tech induction for them and you just have a meeting with tech, at least you then, to set up the slide, at least then you have some knowledge that you can answer some basic tech questions and are an informed person when they do ask some questions, because it prepares yourself as well as being beneficial for the other the attendee. So I would always recommend setting up a meeting with them just to go through any questions, and then I would always say book a tech induction for them as well. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, I was just panicking. I've never done one before, so yeah, no, I get it though. It's It sounds good idea.
Yeah, well, that's nothing to be ashamed of. As I said, you're here to learn, and I'd be surprised if there wasn't things that are cropping up that you haven't done or haven't utilised as much. And one thing to also highlight is it's always good to have a document where they can sign about their tech. So when they get a phone or laptop, it's always good to have that tech document where it's normally like a contract, and you can make them sign it. So obviously if they unfortunately leave us, then they have to return it. But yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed of, and thank you for asking the question.
No worries, thank you.
Okay. Right. Just give Emma a little bit more time. All right, Emma, are you back, ready to go?
I am here and ready to go.
Lovely. Right. So got some key things to remember. It's good to always identify the office's people partner and key contacts. Maybe assign the employee a buddy. This doesn't have to be just for training, but for lunch slots. It's a great time to introduce them, maybe in the lunch break of this induction session. Explain their training plan. Will their buddy be completing their training? How will they gain feedback? And how long is their training period? Their team leader should be going through this, but it's good just so they're informed. And make sure they know who the fire marshals and first aid trained individuals are. Remember to make this specific for their department and floor as well. Then we've got Workday. So this is a new system we have. I would always recommend going through this with them, just because they know where to fill in their bank details, their personal details, name, address, date of birth. Proof of their right to work will be stored there. That's not relevant for the Republic of Ireland, but we're not there. But yeah, it's nice to know what this system is and how that it will be used, where their documents are stored. The contract will be stored there, and this is how they can request holidays and leave. Okay, moving on to legal documents. So we need a P45 from them when they come to their induction. So it should be provided from their previous employer, and the relevant pages can be given to payroll on the walkthrough. So then it's done and dusted. If they don't have it, please don't panic. It needs to be brought in as soon as possible. So maybe arrange for another time for them to come in and send it through, as we can't accept copies. And then we've got right to work. So for people who are in the UK and Ireland only, we can accept the passport, and we can also accept a birth certificate combined with their national insurance number. It's important that they are both together. We have a biometric residency card, a positive ECS check, a share code, which is proof of settlement, and a student visa, but always check restrictions. Other important information, they always need to have a UK bank account set up before the hire. There's been some miscommunication sometimes where people have a bank account from Spain. We wouldn't unfortunately be able to accept that. It needs to be set up in the UK. It's good to give them the employee handbook to look over the code of conduct and leave option to go over their leave options, so maternity leave, paternity leave, holiday, and any restrictions there, and it's something they can refer back to if they're unsure. And then they need their contract that needs to be signed and witnessed that day, and again that'll be uploaded onto Workday. Okay, so we're going to have a look through some examples of inductions. So please let me know if you can't hear, and I will stop this just a bit before the end because I think there's a bit of inappropriate language.
Hi, I'm Millie, the new hire. Oh. I'd be happy to read them. Maybe we could talk about what my job entails. So this was my new home. Well, nice and quiet. No one to bug me. And I can see he shares my opinion of office stuff. i.e. So this was my new experience. I can't help thinking that there's a quality of life issue here, or maybe an absence of life issue. Either way, this doesn't feel like, I don't know, home.
I'll just stop it there and we'll go on to the next bit of presentation. So this is the next example of a induction day.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help.
Yeah.
This sentence is grammatically correct.
Here we go.
Hi, good morning. I'm
Can you please come
this section.
Nice to meet you too.
How are you today?
Good.
You can see you.
All right.
Let's go. How was your day so far? Have a seat, please.
Thank you so much.
So company expect you to be punctual at work. So we are dealing with different kind of people. It's like liquor store, Mac store, and trucking companies.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to meet with different kind of people.
All right.
So yeah, so we are dealing with different kind of companies as well.
That's cool.
Do you have any question today?
No, so far I don't have any questions yet. I feel good to be here and it's great.
That's good.
Yeah.
So let's go. I will show you your workplace and you will meet your colleagues. Okay, let's go.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, Nana.
Hello.
How are you? So this is our new employee.
Hi, Rudra. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Rado.
Hi.
This is our new employee.
I'm Rudra.
Hi, Rudra.
Nice to meet you.
Same here.
So I will show you your place now. Hi, Jaspreet.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? So this is your partner.
Hi.
Oh, cool.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Same here.
So this is your place.
All right.
And you
So
see you're
here?
going to, yeah.
All right.
You have
Thanks.
to be here.
Okay.
Yeah, I will show you the lunch area as well.
Okay.
So this is our lunch area. You can see we have anything over here. Right. So this is our lunch area.
All right. Okay.
So we keep our files over here. So.
Oh, cool. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll stop that one there too. Okay. So, do you have any thoughts? Which one was the good and which one was the bad induction, do you think?
I think the first one was definitely the bad one. Not good at all, really, just from start to finish.
Yeah, why is that? Why do you think that?
He made no eye contact at all, and no effort to make connection with her the whole way through.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Definitely. It was a bit of a poor example there. Right, Carla, do you have anything to add with these examples?
Yeah, I think the first one is really bad. But reading ahead slightly, sorry, I think the second one was good, but they didn't run through the legal documents or show fire exits on that one as well. So there was a few bits they missed out. It was a lot better though.
Yeah, I agree. The second one was a lot better, but there were still improvements, as you said, Carla. They didn't show any fire exits. The walkthrough was quite rushed, and they didn't take any legal documents for them. So, yeah, it felt quite rushed and a bit informal there. So, as much as we want to make that connection, we still need to have a bit of structure. Is there any other thoughts and feelings that we have with these examples?
Nope.
I just had a thought. Could we do a team lunch? So rather than just a buddy lunch, could we order food for the employee and their team so they can meet the whole team and therefore make sort of more connections?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Again, that's something that's in your control. So you can order the food for them, but it's all in planning. So you need to make sure that you've talked to the team leader to make sure it's appropriate with phone coverage, talk to the individuals, and yeah, look at dietary requirements. But that's a great idea. So depends if you prefer to do a buddy or a team lunch. But yeah, great idea, Carla.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Right, so quiz time. So this is just to make sure that you have been listening. I'm sure you have. You guys have been asking some great questions. So yeah, but the first question is, list 3 things you can do to prepare for an induction day. So, Carla, what have you written down?
Well, I've put down booking a room, meeting with the tech to prep and arrange a tech induction. Because as I said before, I was a bit kind of nervous about that, but I can see that's going to make a big difference. And then pens and paper. I think that's kind of something easily forgotten.
Yeah, brilliant. Lovely. And Emma?
I wrote planning breaks like lunch, make a presentation, and also make a booklet for them to look through.
Yeah, amazing. Well done. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so next question. Emma, what do you think about this?
I'm going to say no.
That's right. Very good. Very good. And Carla, what would we be able to accept?
A share code.
Yeah, that's one, definitely. We can also accept a positive ECS check and a biometrics residency card.
Oh yeah, I remember, yeah.
And don't worry, I'll be sending this presentation out to you so you can look and reflect and you have it on file then if you ever forget anything with this.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Moving on. So, why is it important to explain where the fire exits are? So anyone can jump in here.
So if in an emergency, they know where to go. Obviously, it's also to look after the safety of others as well as themselves.
Yeah, lovely, great. So yeah, it's definitely that we need to make sure that they in the walkthrough they see exactly where it is, so they know not what, and also they know not what not to do. So obviously we need to explain they can't use lifts if there's a fire emergency, what route to take, who the fire marshals are, where to go, where the meeting points are. So yeah, well done, great. So next one. After the induction is the only support we can give a new employee. So please give examples. So after an induction day, is there any more support that we can offer or set up? Emma, do you have anything to add here?
Oh, I think she's on mute.
Oh.
I was about to say, I keep forgetting to do that.
That's
A body
all right.
system.
A body system, brilliant. Yeah, don't worry, honestly, tech, you always forget to mute and then I'll be talking away and no one can hear me. Yeah, body system is great because the induction is just the start of the employee's journey, and giving them a buddy has been proven really useful. But yeah, wow, I'm really impressed with all your knowledge, guys. You've clearly been listening to my voice, lucky you. So yeah, well done. Right, moving on to the last slide, I believe. Oh, here we go, about feedback. So what have you learned? So if you remember back at the start, the key points and behaviours you identified at the start of the session, do you feel you have a solid knowledge now, reflecting?
Oh, there we go. I've unmuted myself this time.
Right.
Yeah, looking back, I definitely feel like I am very secure in my knowledge now. So yeah.
Amazing. Carla?
Yeah, same. I feel everything I had concerns on has been addressed. I was really worried about going through Workday before, but actually when we kind of spoke about the tech team, I think that's going to really help with that. So yeah, I'm really, yeah, confident.
Perfect. Amazing. Okay, and was there anything that you were surprised to learn?
Well, I don't know if you could tell, but obviously the tech induction did surprise me, but you know, in a good way now. So
Yeah. Well, as I said, I'll be surprised if there wasn't anything that you thought, oh, that's interesting, or that you hadn't thought of before. And this is why attending this course is great. You've really put yourself out there to learn and be stronger to then sessions in the future. So well done for attending, and thank you for attending. Okay. Is that anything? Any other questions? I don't know.
not from
Lovely.
me.
Perfect. So we'll be sending out a feedback form via email after this session. So if you could take a bit of time, I think it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to fill in. Really appreciate that. Because we are learning too, and we want to make sure that we're giving everyone the best course when you attend. Yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. As I said, I'll be sending this presentation out with the survey so you can look back on it. And I think other than that, it's goodbye. Thank you again. I hope you've really enjoyed today. I've really enjoyed talking to you, and you've been great to attend this course. Thanks, guys.
Right, thanks. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.